Hey, we are live. This is Torrence Ford here. Hope everybody's been doing well, staying safe. Um, I'm sure everyone's seen a lot of the news that's going on and out and about. And I thought we would jump on today to just talk about the market, the good, bad, the ugly. It's always good to give our listeners and people out there a sense of what's going on in the market. And we've got an amazing guest speaker, newer agent Jeffery Ducreay. This guy started in the car industry. He's a veteran. We love his work ethic, and he's taken real estate by storm. We have about 37 agents in our office, and Jeffery is one of our top agents in the office. And I thought we'd bring him in. So, Jeffrey, without further ado, I want to bring in Jeffery Ducreay, you guys.
Thank you. It's Papa Torrance. What's going on?
Hey, Jeff, what's up, man? What's going on, bro? Thank you for your time. I appreciate you jumping in with us. Look, I know you're setting appointments and doing your thing, but just want to talk with you about like what are you seeing out there, man? Like this is your first. Congratulations, you've hit 1 year in real estate, so you're a little over 1 year. But what are you seeing, and how's the market fare for you being in real estate?
So what I'm seeing right now, compared to the last couple of months, the days on market is increasing, which is a good thing. People are getting scared. We're just entering into like a normal market, right? It was in we were in the seller's market. We're into like more normal buyer market right now. So I feel like things are normalizing right now. Where buyers will have the chance to negotiate and have the chance to and have the time to pick the house that they want and negotiate the best terms right now. Things are becoming better for them. But I feel like on the seller end, you can still sell. The days on market is still relatively low. And there's still a lot of opportunity out there.
It was crazy at first, man. How about you got in the business when houses were selling in like 24 hours?
Yeah.
So, but
Mhm.
no, congrats, and tell everybody where you're from originally, Jeff. Where your family's from, you know?
Yeah. So I was born in New York, and then I went to school in Georgia, Gwinnett County. I went to school, Parkview High School. Then I went to Georgia
Parkview.
Gwinnett. Yeah,
Okay.
Parkview High School. Then I went to Georgia Gwinnett, and then I went to the military after that. So I'm in the military. I'm a behavioral health specialist in the military. So we conduct intake interviews with patients with PTSD and schizophrenia. You know, and I've been in the military for like around 5 years right now. I don't do that in the military. I lift up stuff and all that, but that's what I am. I'm a behavioral specialist. So when like my patients are soldiers, when they come back from Iraq and Afghanistan, we interview them and we, conduct risk assessment with them. We just talk to them, and make sure they're good mentally and stuff like that. So that's what we do. That's what I do in the military.
Jeff,
And then
that's
I got
huge.
into sales. Hmm.
And look, but with mental health being huge and just our normal day to day, I mean, we appreciate you. Thank you for what you do for for the country. Like seriously,
Most
um,
definitely.
and we enjoy having you at our office. I was gonna
Mhm.
say like being a new agent, a lot of agents are being hammered by home warranties. What would you recommend in your experience whether a buyer should do a home warranty or just save a little money in their kitty for a rainy day fund? What are your thoughts?
100%. Yeah, 100% do a home warranty. Just shop around, do and do your research as well too. Do your research, watch YouTube videos, and because every like when you're buying a resale home, it's so many working pieces in a home at the end of the day. So it could be one thing after the other, and you don't want to go broke fixing your home up. So I would recommend home warranty 100%, and just do your research. You do your due diligence. Take your time, research the company, and ask around. Talk to some friends. And that's I would recommend that 100%.
Okay,
You know.
no, that's good, man. Great feedback. All
Mhm.
right, man. Recession or no recession? What are you thinking? I mean, you have also been in the car industry where you sold cars. Now you're
Mhm.
on the other side in the real estate game. Like, what do you think? Recession or no recession? From what you've seen, the energy and
So
the people. You know.
so I feel like we're not. It's not going to be a recession. The market's going to correct itself. Um, because the market's going to correct itself because the rates right now we're at 5.6, 5.7. Back in January we was at 2.7. um, and we're turning more into a buyer's market. and it's still a lot of pent up demand from buyers that haven't bought 2-3 years down the line. So I feel like it's not going to be a recession. The homes are just going to appreciate a lot slower. Roughly 2021 homes appreciate 18%. This year, 2022 homes are expected to appreciate 11%, which is higher than the national average. The national average of appreciation is 4.58%. 2023, I was doing some research. Home price is going to appreciate about 2% in 2023. So it's not going to be a recession. Don't get scared. Homes is going to appreciate a lot slower because there's still a lot of investors buying homes below market value, above market value, and they're renting the homes out above market value. And there's still a lot of buyers that's still waiting to buy. It's several buyers with cash. There's a lot of cash that's waiting to buy. So I don't think a recession is going to happen. I just feel like home prices is going to appreciate a lot slower,
Right.
Due to the scare of the media and all that. But if I was a homeowner, I wouldn't watch that. All it does is scare you. That's it. You can't watch that stuff. It's just negativity at the end of the day.
Let me tell you something. The news is great on one hand, but on the other hand, it is creating a lot of fear. What I've seen with our office is there's an agent in our office. She had a listing out, and it was overpriced. They got an offer, 60 grand off list price, and the seller took it. So what I'm seeing in today's market is you can, in fact, get deals for buyers. And to your point, Jeff, that's why buyers are getting off the fence and jumping into the market now. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. I'm going to keep this party rolling here, Jeff. How does the market fare for investors? I know you generally make 30 to 50 calls a day, speaking to for sale by owners and investors. What are your take on investors? What are they saying to you right now?
You said what? What are they saying to me right now?
I said, what are investors saying to you? What's the sentiment with investors as you're cold calling and speaking to, investors?
They buying up everything right now. So what these investors do, they work with several wholesalers, and what the wholesalers do, they hire people from Indonesia, the Philippines, and they cold call people. They cold call absentee owners, and they cold call regular homeowners, right? And they try to buy their house below market value. So they're scooping up tons of properties and they're renting them out, or they just holding them and they're flipping them. But for the most part, these investors, they're renting them out. And if they can't find a tenant because the home is way above market value, they'll put Section 8 in the home as well too. So yeah,
right.
They are really saturating the market right now, especially in Atlanta, College Park area, Riverdale area. About College Park, it's like about, I believe, over 80% of the over 80% of people there in College Park are renters, and in Riverdale as well too. Those are two renters markets right there. And then these investors, they're just buying up properties, and they have such a large amount of money and capital to buy properties, so they're just going crazy. So if you're a homeowner, the people that's calling your phone, those are those are agents from the Philippines, and wholesalers get those agents, and then the wholesalers will get your house and they'll send it to the investor, and make a profit off of that too. So it's really wholesalers calling, making those phone calls if you have a property.
Yeah,
so
we all get this, man. It's crazy
right
that we all get them, Jeffrey. My wife is a school teacher and she can't even teach the kids without people calling saying you want to buy a house. So we're all getting it. Hey,
right.
Jeff. All right, I want to keep it moving here. So as you guys see on the screen, I spoke to a reporter, Atlanta Business Chronicle, about 5 days ago, and there's an interesting statistic a story that will be put out in reference to how homes with a pool are actually selling over asking. I think the story is going to be regarding comparing Gwinnett County to Fulton, and literally doing a county, even Rockdale County. And what do you think about that, man? They're literally, from what we've seen, they're going 1.5 to 4.2% over asking with homes with pools. Why do you think that is, man?
Yeah, because a pool is highly favorable and it's rare too as well. Everybody want a pool at the end of the day. That's part of someone's dream home with a pool. It's favorable, it's rare, and a pool just adds a ton amount of value to individual home at the end of the day. So due to the fact that it's highly favorable and everybody and their mama want to go in the pool during the summertime,
Hey.
yeah, of course. Like
The
if they
tick
see
the
if they
ticket
see a house
prices.
with a pool, yeah, they're gonna be like, yeah, I want they gonna like, oh, yeah, I want this house, and I'll do whatever it takes to get this house. So they don't mind going, well over asking, or doing this crazy deal because it has a pool at the end of the day. Shoot,
Nah, man. And then with
I'll get a pool.
inflation and just crazy travel prices, Jeff, anyway,
Hmm.
people are having vacation in their backyard. That's basically what it boils down to.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, cool. Thank you for your insight on that.
Hmm.
All right. So, looking at today's market, you're a buyer in today's world. What do you think is the best planning phase to like get started and maybe tips along their journey? What would you say, Jeff? Like top 4 tips to rock
Top
it
four
out?
tips.
Yep.
Um, Top 4 tips for a buyer. I would recommend that you get your credit straight. At the end of the day. Um, the second part is have you be just make sure you get pre-approved. Way before you start the home searching process, because you don't want to pre-approve at the last minute, and you find a home that you like, and then you're doing things, you're scrambling, and you lose the house, right? Right. So get pre-approved, and then once you go under contract with a home, what I do with a lot of my clients, I go door knock the neighborhood, and I go talk to the neighbors and all that, just to get a good feeling of the neighborhood within a due diligence time frame, and
Right.
and especially so to piggyback off for number one, having a good credit, I would recommend having a credit score 640 and above. That way you qualify for Georgia Dream down payment assistance. So you can save some funds, in your bank account if you're looking to move or anything like that, or for renovations, you could qualify for the Georgia Dream down payment assistance. I would recommend that as well too. And the fifth tip is just
Okay.
take your time. Don't rush into something. Take your time. You'll find a deal out there. You just have to be really aggressive. And it's several ways to win the house, the exact house that you want. Just take your time. Don't rush into anything. You know, and just do the proper research.
Now,
And be
Jeff,
good.
I'm gonna call you out. I'm gonna call you out, Jeff. You had a buyer that had buyer's remorse. They bought a house and they call you literally 8 or 9 months later. Was there anything wrong with that house, or are they just taking the appreciation and running?
Wait,
Or
you said
did
about how the client that had buyer's
you had a client that you mentioned that you're gonna basically sell their house and they're gonna buy, and they recently bought that house.
remorse?
I'll say, was there anything
Hmm.
wrong with that property, or were they just wanting to take the equity and level up?
Oh, you talking about that lady? Yeah, she they just want to take the equity and move to Texas. So yeah, she with this lady, she just wanted to move. She just wanted to move to Texas, take the equity, and then you know, um, and do whatever it was she wanted to buy a Range Rover, buy a car, whatever like that. But regardless of the fact if you're an agent, run to clients all the time, people may still have buyer remorse regardless of the fact that you did everything right and you found them the exact house that they want. It could be something like really small, with the house, So everybody is different, and as an agent, you deal with tons of people, so it's common that you run across people, that may have buyer remorse, regardless if you did everything right. But in her case, the house was, immaculate. Everything's good. She just want to move out of Georgia. That's it. The
Oh,
house
okay.
was great.
Hey, Jeff. The number one you mentioned about the credit score. That's the biggie right now because your credit score determines your interest
Mhm.
rate. So you hear the news talking about how rates are going higher and things of that nature. To get the best rate, you got to have over 720. So we work with some of the best lenders in the game. They can do rapid rescore to rescore your credit in
Mhm.
2 days or less. With boosting your credit. So thank you for mentioning that. All right, I want to switch gears for a moment away from credit and the market, and let's
Mhm.
go into like the Airbnb space. We all know what Airbnb is, but many people don't know about PeerSpace and how Airbnb is obviously leasing your home for the night. PeerSpace is leasing your house per hour. And we've got agents in our office and staff that have been reached out to to do film sets in their family room. We had another agent make
Mhm.
$900 just to have a business meeting in his family room. on a one-off. So what are your takes on this, Jeff? And what trends do you see coming from this industry?
I feel like peer space is, a phenomenal idea. I feel like Airbnb is a phenomenal idea, especially in Atlanta. Like if you have rooms, if you have spaces, I would definitely go the peer space route. Because you're leveraging those rooms to make more money for you at the end of the day, and you could profit way more than running to one single tenant. It's so many ways, to skin a cat in this industry. And I feel like peer space, if you have the right equipment and office space necessary, and your house is renovated up to date, and you're in the prime location, I feel like that's definitely a great investment, because you could go from making $400 a month profit dealing with a renter, then to going doing peer space, and then you make $2,000-3,000 a month. So I feel like that's a better opportunity, and all that money could go towards your principal, or you could pocket it, and then you could do whatever you want. So I feel like that's a great idea, especially in Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm all for it. Not so yeah.
No, so not only the business meetings, some people are also doing it for just content creation, where they'll do a really cool kick-ass room with carpet, or not carpet, but like artificial grass on the ceiling, or wallpaper with an ocean background. I'm seeing some really cool things being done, and people will pay for it. So those are other tips that we wanted to push out there to everybody. All right, Jeff. There's a misnomer. If you go out and Google right now real estate, on Google it'll list like a top 10 questions in real estate, and one of the top 10 was, is the market cooling? So I wanted to know your opinion. Does the market cooling mean that prices are getting ready to tank?
No, 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 no. So cooling market means that people are going, kids are going back to school, people are starting back to work. Again, everything is normalizing, right? It's not hot no more. It's not hot no more. Everything is really normalizing. So, the days on market will be long, will definitely be longer. But I don't think the price is going to drop, because it's so much demand. It's still so much demand. We have less than 2 months of inventory on the market. So what that means is that we're still in the seller's market. For us to be in a buyer's market, we're not even nowhere near a buyer's market. For us to be in a buyer's market, we would have to have at least 4.5 to 5 months of homes of supply on the market. So we're less than 2 months. So we're nowhere near a buyer's
So
market,
Jeff, I need you
regardless.
to
So
slow that down. So Jeffrey, you're talking about absorption rate. Can you give that equation one more time? How many months of absorption do we need to have a true buyer's market?
So right now we're less than 2 months of supply on the market. We're like 1.6, 1.7, right? For us to be in a buyer's market,
Right.
we have to be like around 4.6, 5 months of homes on the market. So we're nowhere near a buyer's market. So it's cooling, yes, but it's still hot at the end of the day. It's cooling, yes, but as a buyer, you still have more opportunity to ask for closing costs, ask for price reductions, right? So I feel like we're coming to like a normal market, like 2020, 2019-ish, like a normal market. Not as hot as this year or last year. It's gonna be normal. If you look at the market and if you look at the data, or you don't listen to everybody on YouTube saying that the world is going to end. If you look at the stats, we're less than 4 months. We're below 2 months of supply. So with no inventory, if there's no inventory, supply and demand. At the end of the day, if there's no inventory, you got to look at it like that.
Got to look at it. That's right. So thank you for those key indicators, my friend. What resources are you using, Jeff? Like when you're working with buyers, are there certain websites you're sending them to? You made a comment about knocking on doors to the neighbors' houses while you're under contract. I don't think I've heard go to the local Walmart, go to the police station, go to the fire station. But you're advising, are you knocking on doors, or are you asking your buyer to knock on the neighbor's door to introduce themselves?
Yeah, so I would go with them and knock on doors, and we would go to convenience stores. We would walk around the town or the neighborhood. It takes 25 minutes. That's it, so they could get a good feeling. And I do that during the due diligence. Like, let's say, for instance, we have a 3 or 4 day or 5 day due diligence. I do that during the due diligence. I'll walk around, I talk to everybody, get a good feeling, ask about the crime and all that, you know, because you don't want to move you don't move your client to, you know, into a bad area, you know, at the end of the day, and that's gonna be on you. So you got to make sure you do your due diligence, and you got to make sure you take good care of them, and it just shows a level of care, you know. So I definitely go door knock, just to talk to people and get a good feeling. So yeah, 100%.
That's nice of you to do that, brother. All right, couple more questions, Jeff. I know you got to run. I wanted to like just say, all right, tips for selling. So we talked about the buyers. What would you say are like the best tips for selling at this moment?
The best tips for selling, I
Right
would
now, because
recommend.
you can't put everything on the market. Everything's not selling. You can't just slap, you know, as they say, a turd on the market. You've got
Mhm.
you. There's still preparation. What preparation would you say is needed prior to?
I would say 100%. Don't get lazy with your home. Declutter, and if possible, make like if you can make your home vacant before showings, make it vacant, because that will increase that, you know, that instead of people coming in when you're gone from 9 to 5, whatever like that, people come in from 9 to 8. So the more showings, the more activity, more exposure, the more exposures, the more offers you get at the end of the day. So I was number one, make sure that if you cannot, then stage the home correctly, declutter the closet, declutter everything, all the thing, get everything off the countertops, make sure the home is clean, it smell good. You know, if you have any dog scents or dog smells, try to, you know, get something to get rid of that smell, that odor. But I would recommend, like, if you can make your home vacant before you put it on the market, 100%. If you can't, just declutter as much as possible. Um, in this market, I would recommend what I do: have a nice flyer, do some marketing, circle prospect the whole neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'll do. If I have a listing, I'll circle prospect
Yep.
the whole neighborhood. I'll door knock the whole neighborhood, and I'll do an open house. And if one open house isn't working, I'll do 2 to 3 open houses per week. Um, you know, at the end of the day, and I'll put it on social media and Facebook and Instagram, and yeah, and then do drone shoots
That's
as well
awesome.
too. Professional photos works as well. Get the photos edited,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and just tell everybody and their mama about the house. You know, at the end of the day, the more you talk,
Say get.
the better.
Well, hey, well, Jeff, you having a great year. I appreciate everything you're doing. I was gonna say, how can people connect with you, man? How can they find you?
Follow me on Facebook. It's Jeff the Realtor _213. Jeff the Realtor
Okay.
_213. My Facebook. I mean, that's my Instagram. I'm sorry. Instagram is Jeff the Realtor _213. Facebook is Jeffery Ducreay.
Okay.
Facebook is Jeffery Ducreay. Instagram is Jeff the Realtor _213. Yep.
Okay. Awesome, Jeff. Well, hey, thank you so much for your time, tips, and we appreciate you, man. We'll try to have you back on soon. Okay.
All right, let's do it.
All right, man. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Joining me with new agent Jeffery Ducreay. A lot of people reach out to me. Actually, I was picking up some new glasses, and one of the optometrists asked me about getting in the real estate businesses on the side, and I get approached weekly, and just want to show people that it can be done. Jeffrey's was able to sell well over $1 million in volume in the first 5 months of this year. That's truly rare. Some other agents may take, 6 months to sell their first home. So just wanted to let you hear from an agent that's out in the industry, talking, door knocking, and out and about. So have a wonderful rest of your week. Before we go, I wanted to highlight something really cool that we're doing. We're doing our office, Remax Premier is doing a second annual uh, concert under the stars. We're going to have headliner BK Jackson. He's a wonderful saxophonist. He's going to have a three-piece band with him and a DJ, so it's a mixed vibe. And Grits and Jelly Butter, they've been great. Mike Tarpley, Mike and Ernie perform around Atlanta at different luxury hotels, and it's just a great soothing vibe. So we have a couple of our agents that actually sing as well that'll be there, and this is all for charity, you guys. So Children's Miracle Network is one of our sponsors. O'Kelly and Sorhan is as well, And I can't wait to see. But I'm told we have a guest for one of the children's from Choa that will be also visiting us and maybe potentially singing. So I can't wait. We're on Ticketmaster next Friday. Jump in if you can, and just have a good time with us. So for charity, have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week, and thank you for tuning in.